Welcome, big up everybody. It's your boy Mark and MUFC fan. And it's the midday update, guys. It's the Marketeers assembling. Thank you, Stephanie. Big up to you coming in, the MVP of the United States. Big up to you, halftime with Vegeta. Big up my brother. Sorry, I was delayed a few minutes, guys. I just literally walked through the door and I just pressed, stream the broadcast. Big up to everyone coming in. Smash those likes early on this morning. I did the M&M show with myself and Mick Ruby, guys, and we were breaking some of the latest news coming in from Manchester United, reports around that's going on with transfers, incomings, and outgoings. And this show, guys, is just geared to the ones who missed it. For those of you who are accustomed coming to my morning shows live, I was really, I was sharing the morning stream with my buddy Mick, big up to him. But I just wanted to bring you a quick brief on what's happening so you guys have a little bit of understanding that this is happening, this is going on, and you can enjoy it. And you know what I mean? If you missed the morning show or you didn't see the show with Mick and myself, you're going to get a little bit of a review right now. So let's get into the show, guys. Don't forget to smash those likes and subscribe. Help the channel grow on the road to 300 subs. But someone tells me I should be aiming for 1,000. Let's get there, guys. Help the community grow. It's our community. We're all going to be here to enjoy the good times, the bad times, and the fun times, and of course the surprises. And you know what? If the ups and downs come, we'll face it together. Big up to all of you joining, and let's get into it. So, guys, let's start with the first confirmation, and it comes in the form of Joshua Zirkzee, and it's reported that 34 million star is set to join Manchester United. Kenny Fan TV, my brother, what's good down under? How are you doing? Oh, big up to my other brother. It's coming in, mental ball game. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. I hope you're well. Hope everything is good, and I will be excited for us to be interacting again at the beginning of the season. Yes, the Athletic are reporting it's a 5-year contract that's been agreed. Guys, this is interesting times. I want to let you all know, never before has United been doing this type of efficient business. We've usually been basically doing stuff like taking 3 weeks to sign one player, only talking to one player at a time. Now, we're talking to 5, 6, 7, and multiple players are being ushered out the door as well at the same time. It's a whole multitasking situation. Let's get into this really quickly. Guys, reports are Joshua Zirkzee and Man United close to sealing the transfer. Manchester United reportedly close to triggering his 34 million release clause from Bologna, with talks at the advanced stage. Discussion over the Netherlands striker's move have progressed significantly in the last 24 hours, with agreement described as now very close. The 23-year-old forward has been prime target for United this summer. Negotiations have been going on for several weeks. With the Old Trafford side now prepared to meet his buyout fee, according to sources, AC Milan have shown interest, but while Bologna has made attempts to retain the 6'4" striker, United are in pole position to land the former Bayern Munich player. In addition to Zirkzee, United's recruitment team is actively pursuing other targets. A key meetup is scheduled today as they aim to finalize more deals alongside Zirkzee. United have lined up Bayern Munich's Matthijs de Ligt and are considering another bid for Everton's centre-back Jarrod Brantwaite. The Mail Sport also suggests that left-back Ben Chilwell is also on the radar as we seek to make some competition for Luke Shaw. It's going to be interesting to see what we do there. This shows the club's determination to strengthen their defensive options ahead of the new season. Now, guys, I may not be interested in Ben Chilwell, but let's listen to this. To fund these acquisitions, United are looking to recoup funds by offloading some players like midfielder Donny van der Beek, set to join Corona for 450,000. You know what I mean? The add-ons potentially rising to a fee of £16 million, including a sell-on fee. Van der Beek, who's cost United £35 million when he arrived from Ajax in 2020, is among these expected to leave. United are also awaiting further confirmation from Marseille, Lazio, and Juventus regarding both Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho. Preseason preparations are also underway, guys, so there's lots to be talked about. Let's jump right into the next target that we mentioned just now. Everton reject an improved offer for Brantwaite by Man United. Said the bid low is lower than the 70 mil asking price. Guys, what is going on? What is going on with Everton, guys? Why are they just rejecting our advances like this? They're not even giving us an opportunity to negotiate for a lesser fee. And we sold them James Garner for when they were in a bit of a pinch for a lot less of a fee. Big up to you, Abdullah Irawan. Manchester United have made a written offer for 50 million euros and bonuses for Lenny Euro. Lille accepted the offer, although the player priorities remains Real Madrid and United are pushing. 100% I heard about this, my broski, and I hope that this happens. But you know what? It's going to be difficult, as you know, he really wants Real Madrid. So let's see how it goes. I think it might be, something where if Real Madrid rejects the move or cannot make the asking price or they can't come to agreement with Lille, he might just come to us for a few years before possibly moving on to them. Big up to you guys watching. Don't forget, smash a like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, guys. Have we got a here we go for Mount yet? I mean, unless you're thinking we're probably going to sell Mason Mount back to Chelsea to bring in Ben Chilwell, I don't really know. Big up to you guys, though. Let's check it out really quickly, guys. If you don't know the channel, the link is right there pinned. You could come in, smash it, check it out, subscribe. Let's see what's going on with Brantwaite. Everton reject the improved offer. Again, I think this is bad on Everton's point. I think Everton is not using their clear thinking. They're just trying to milk United for as much as they can. But, this reproved offer have submitted a second bid worth 50 million plus add-ons. And after expressing interest in the England international last month, United have already seen a bid worth £30 million plus 7 and add-ons turned down by the Toffees. They have now returned with an improved offer of 45 million plus 5 in add-ons, but they're expected to be met with the same response, with Everton holding out for at least £70 million. Erik ten Hag's side have received a green light from the player to pursue a signature after reaching an agreement on personal terms over a long-term contract worth $150,000 per week. This is kind of disturbing to me in one sense because, he's only on $20,000 a week at Everton, and, to be more than quadrupling your salary after one season in the Prem where it wasn't really amazing, in my opinion. I think it's ridiculous. I think we should have offered him 100K and nothing more, in my honest opinion. United are hoping a second bid will emphasize their interest in the player, but Everton are in a strong negotiation position given that the player still has 3 years left to run his contract at Goodison Park. The FA Cup winners tried to leverage Everton's precarious situation with the profit and sustainability rules to negotiate a lower fee for Brantwaite. However, after selling academy graduate Lewis Dobbin to Aston Villa and centre-back Ben Godfrey to Atalanta, Everton are no longer desperate to raise funds to comply with PSR. It's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be interesting. And we're going to be moving right along, guys. I'm not going to stay too long there because, there's a few other targets we need to talk about. Let's talk about the interest recently we have in Ben Chilwell. It's not something that I would say is one of those things. But at the same time, it's definitely something that, it is in the ethos, guys. And there's never really smoke without fire. So let's see what the story is with Ben Chilwell. I think it's going to be interesting if we do want to sign this guy. I don't really say that I've watched a lot of him. I think he's been a very good defender for Chelsea, but in my opinion, I would not sign him. Yeah, I don't think so. Based on previous dealings with Everton, we would have to show the market our way of change. I think the player is never going to be worth that fee. It's his first season in the Premier League. He has not had an amazing season. There's no sample size for them to be demanding 70 million. Not just because he's 22 or because he's English or because he's possibly both-footed. He's been sat down so many times. There was a string of 7 games since Everton lost to Manchester United where he was actually their worst player in defense. All the goals were conceded by him. So it's one of those things where I don't see the reason. I don't think that there's any value in that. I think if it was an attacking player, maybe we could say 70 million is an okay starting price. But then again, he's just a defender, guys. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you buy a defender for 70 mil, like we bought Harry Maguire, or like when Man City bought Gvardiol, is because the other club did not want to sell. And both these guys had two good seasons, I believe, in the league so far. So they actually played and had better seasons with better finishes. They didn't finish in the bottom 10, if you understand what I'm saying. Everton didn't finish in the top 10 of the Premier League. They finished in the bottom 10. That makes no sense, bro. You know what I mean? There's no logic to that. There's not, in my opinion, Premier League proven is not really a thing unless you prove yourself in the Premier League at a high level. So you can't say you're Premier League proven if your club's best finish is lower than 12th place, if you know what I'm saying. That makes no sense. Yeah, King says Man United have a bid accepted for Lenny Euro. I'm going to bring that to the stage shortly, guys. You know, but let me just go on to this article about Ben Chilwell really quickly because I was already about to talk about that, and we could talk about Euro right after this. You know, I heard some rumors that we are interested in signing this guy, and Guardiola believes he's a really talented player. Guys, what can I say, bro? Chelsea left back Ben Chilwell is among the options that Manchester United are considering as they look for competition and cover for Luke Shaw this summer. According to the Daily Mail, the Red Devils left back have just played 12 Premier League games last season due to multiple muscular injuries, with Erik ten Hag claiming while he's best left back in the world, he cannot play 60 games per season due to a horrible injury at the start of his career. That's pretty interesting, guys. As a result, Man United want another quality option in the position of after Tyrell Malacia also struggled with fitness last term, missing the entire campaign. Chilwell has now emerged as an option for Old Trafford, and but his injury history is as bad as Shaw's, and rumors are as shocking as they come. While Manchester City Pep Guardiola manager described the England international as a really talented player back in June 2019, a ruptured cruciate ligament injury he sustained in November 21, which saw him miss 178 days of action, has seen his struggle with fitness since then. So, guys, this is just my honest opinion. We should not be going in for this guy. You know what I mean? I'm not going to continue with that article because you know what, guys? It's pretty ridiculous as it stands. You know what I mean? It's pretty ridiculous, guys. It's pretty ridiculous. An honest opinion, I think it's pretty ridiculous. I don't think we should even be considering going for this guy. You know what I mean? Let me look for this Yenio article for you guys. One second, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm seeing that, guys, but I'm not seeing the actual article. I will have to pull it up on X and give you guys the clip that's on X, guys. So I'll pull it up on X in 1 second. But for now, let me just move on to this next bit of information. As you know, there are other options that we have been looking at, right? And one of those options is also this guy. And yes, I'm talking about this guy, bro. Hold on. Right. So it's going to be interesting, guys. As you know, Manchester United have been linked to a host of left backs. You just heard about Chilwell. Well, this guy is Kadegoglu, right? And he's been tearing up the place for Fenerbahce this season and also been tearing it up for Turkey in the Euro competition. You know what I mean? And left back Ferdi Kadioglu, the 24-year-old left back position is an area where we need to bolster. ahead of the upcoming season. We are not too reliant on Luke Shaw and Terrell Malacia. You already know that those problems that we've been having, you know what I mean? And the option is we can turn to this guy, and this guy has a value of somewhere in the region of 30 million euros. You know what I mean? That makes it pretty interesting because, as you know, guys, 30 million euros is 22 million pounds. So that's pretty a good price. Kadioglu is a versatile fullback, meaning he can play on either flank. He's comfortable enough with the ball to play as an inverted midfielder, which may explain why United are considering the Turkey international. Fenerbahce finished second in the Super League last term, and they appointed Jose Mourinho as their new manager. Guys, this youngster has been doing really, really well. His performances have been very consistent, and I think it might be an interesting chance. And spending 22 million pounds is not that big of a deal. I think it will suit us really well. Big up to you, Luan, coming in. Hola, ¿qué tal? Muy bien. You know what I mean? But you know what? I hope you're good, Luan. I hope you're enjoying the day. There's lots of news coming out for Manchester United at the moment, and it's sounding pretty good, to be honest. And you know, we have been doing a lot of deals, and we've been making a lot of strides forward in our pursuits so far. You know what I mean, guys? So it's one of those things. The guys we're talking about are some of players that we are possibly linked with as well. And in keeping with this, I'm going to share another player that we're possibly linked with as well. This is another Turkish player. You know, he has been performing really well, not just for club, but for Galatasaray as well. He was one of those players in the Galatasaray team that terrorized us in the Champions League. And it looks like we might be interested in getting in. And Manchester United are interested in recruiting the service of Galatasaray attacking midfielder Baris Alper Yilmaz this summer. And you know, the Red Devils want to bolster their attacking ranks after losing Anthony Martial for free at the end of last season and watching some of their forwards struggle to impress. Yilmaz ended 23-24 with 7 goals and 12 assists in 55 games across all competitions, helping his club back-to-back Super League titles, and Gala won around 30 million euros for suitors before agreeing to sell him. That's another 22 million pounds, guys. You see what that means? We can get 2 good players for probably roughly 40 million pounds. And that plugs some holes. It gives us squad depth, backup, quality, and options going forward. You know, but he has been performing really, really well. He's a very good doula, both on the ground and in the air. And he's been very much a very, very motivated player. He has a good ball retention ability. He's very quick across the ground, and he has a very good engine on him. Big up to you, Jarwick. What's good, broski? Hope you're well. Yeah, Danny B. Yilmaz is a solid player. I think it's something that we might be looking into because, as you know, the price sounds about right. And in my honest opinion, guys, I don't see why we shouldn't be doing a deal like that, because at the end of the day, we need to build over the squad, and we also need to provide some options off the bench that are at the level of the first team. Moving on from that, Man United have lodged their second bid for Manuel Ugarte in the region of £38.5 million. And you know what, guys? I think this deal might just be the winner. It might be the one that we might get to sign him for. We have just made a 38 million bid ahead of Man City and Barcelona. Manchester United have made an opening transfer bid to sign the PSG midfielder, and the Red Devils are determined to recruit the new holding midfielder as they have been linked with several names over the past few weeks. It is now reported that the club have tabled a $38 million plus add-on to sign the Uruguayan, who is also on the radar of City and Barcelona. The final decision on Ugarte futures lies on manager Luis Enrique. He could opt to keep the 23-year-old or allow him to pursue a new challenge elsewhere. The Red Devils are currently in advanced talks to sign Xerxes from Bologna as well. We are about to trigger his release clause. There's been a 5-year deal mentioned that we're in negotiations with and probably will be signing. We have also that deal in very advanced situation with Matthijs de Ligt, in the region of 40 million. So it looks like those 2 deals will be first, and this deal might be third. It now appears that with the formal approach for the 4th player in Ugarte, the 23-year-old may want to restart his career elsewhere after struggling for regular minutes under Enrique. Ugarte has been described as a tireless midfielder by PSG's, who made only 26 starts in his debut season. He was an unused substitute on 14 occasions. Most of those were this year. In our view, the former Sporting man would be the ideal signing, as well as it's my view as well, who are yearning for an upgrade on Casemiro. The Brazilian looked past his prime during the recent campaign, and Ugarte had a passing accuracy of 91% last term, much higher than Casemiro's 83%. He won a stunning 6.4 duels and 3.9 tackles per league game with 7.2 ball recoveries. He lost possession on less than 7.5 occasions, much lower than Casemiro's average last team, which is 12. So, guys, for the price that we might be getting him at, I think it's a no-brainer that we should do that deal. I know some of you guys might be looking at it and saying he's not really a baller, but to be honest, guys, we can't have a baller in every single position. Big up to you, Kenny Fan TV, coming in. What's good, my bro? What's good?
What's good, Mark? It's been a while. How you doing, mate?
Chilling, chilling, broski. What's good?
Yeah. I'm just outside at the moment, just um, on the run at the moment. I just came here to say hello and all. Hope everyone is all good. All good is good in the chat. You know.
Big up Gaming Simp. I think everyone is good. 13 likes. Jawak saying, what's up, Sachiv? Miles is saying, I'll call Mark. Young Denzel Washington. Bro, half and half. Big up to you,
That's
my brother.
crazy.
Big up to you. Big up to you, broski. Hope you're well, bro. Sachiv, what I'm saying is that I know a lot of us have been stressing over the last few weeks because there's been a lot of reports and well, we haven't really signed anyone realistically. We haven't signed anyone in the
Yeah.
first month of the window. But United did say they're going to do business from the 1st of July. And since then, we've been
They have
here.
been
We've
doing
not
it
only
though. They have been doing it
exactly.
so far.
We've seen players come in. We've seen new coaches come in. We've seen executives come in, and they're coming in by the multiples. You know what I mean? We saw three coaches come in. We saw two backroom staff members added currently to the ones that we already had coming in. And, we're
Yeah,
seeing,
hundred
we're talking
percent.
to multiple players. You know what I mean? There's also some reports right now about Jadon Sancho rejecting a bid, a
Ooh.
very important bid from an unidentified, unspecified club, I should say, because he
Okay.
wants to wait on Juventus. So this
Okay.
kind
Okay.
of gives me a little bit of confidence, guys, because if he rejects the bid for a club that came in for him, that we probably would have accepted, because the only reason I think he had the opportunity to reject is because we were possibly thinking about accepting the bid, and he rejected it for Juventus, and Juventus have made him their priority target. So it's one of those things where I think they will definitely come and get him. And it might be something just like the Mason Greenwood, where Juventus comes in with probably 25 to 30 million pounds and add-ons. Guys, don't be mad. You know what I mean? That 20 plus to 30 million pounds up front is going to help us massively. It's going to allow us to spend somewhere in the region of another 50, 60 million in this transfer window just by getting it on the books. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this move. We know that there are some bids coming in for Chiesa at Juventus, and the moment they sell him, their marquee signing to replace him is Jadon Sancho. So it's definitely going to be coming in. Yeah, my bro, we have a bid accepted for Lenny Euro. It's somewhere in the region of 50 million pounds plus 5 million in add-ons. No, 50 million euros plus 5 in add-ons. And we are waiting now to see if the player decides to accept the bid. Real Madrid are pushing, but they don't want to pay more than 22 million euros for the player to Lille. So it's one of those things where he wants Madrid, but Madrid doesn't want to pay the asking price. So maybe it might come where we meet in the
Mm.
middle. Maybe we get this player, or maybe it helps us push to get another player. There's some interest in Miguel Gutierrez. I know the scouting staff has really been admiring this player, and Eric Ten Hag is sort of obsessed with him. And he's at Girona, and guys, we are already making some reports with Girona. We are in talks with them to get Donny van der Beek out of the door and into their club. And that might pave the way for negotiations for Miguel Gutierrez, who's on a 30 million euro release clause, which is 22 million pounds. So, guys, stay tuned for more information. I see Drex is coming in. What are you thinking, my brother? How you been? I haven't had you on the streams in a while. I know you're busy. What's going on, bro? You're mute, bro.
Yo. Testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's good, Drex?
Yeah,
Cool,
yes,
cool,
yes.
cool.
Yeah,
Turn up your
yeah,
mic
we
a
can hear
little
you,
bit,
mate.
not broski. Just a little bit,
Turn it
please.
up a bit,
Yeah,
you
turn it
said?
up.
I'm actually on the phone, so I don't know how to do that.
Oh, let's probably talk a little bit closer, bro. That's it. But it's sounding
Yeah,
real good now.
okay. Yeah, I'm more interested about the Ugarte deal. Every other person can do one. I'm more interested about the Ugarte deal. Delete, you already know my stand on Delete. I'm not too keen about him. I feel like he's a good player. Nobody should get me wrong. He's a good player. Just because you don't, or just because let me put myself in. Let me use myself as an example. Just because I don't rate a player doesn't make the player bad, or just because you don't rate a player doesn't make the player bad, or because you rate a player doesn't mean automatically that player will be excellent. But for me, I'm not too keen on Delete and Joshua. I'm just waiting for this more of the Ugarte thing because we
Bro,
need bodies in the midfield, bro. We need
not only
bodies in the
that, but I
midfield.
think, I think a lot of people, thinking about a baller, because, someone has a good passing range
No,
or
no, no, no,
whatnot.
no.
But, every single player in the midfield can't be a baller. Somebody needs to be a
100,
destroyer. Somebody needs to
100.
be the man
100%
who
Mark.
creates the attack. Somebody needs to be the man who supplies the ball or who could drive the ball forward. And somebody needs to break things up. And this guy couldn't break things up. He's good at driving forward with the ball as well. He can carry the ball very well. He might not be amazing with the deep line passes and playmaking, but we have Kobe Mainu for this. You know what I'm saying? We're probably going to be approaching Adrian Rabiot as well, who is a very good deep line playmaker. So you need options. You
Hmm.
need
I
options,
hear
and
you, Mark.
and
I
for
hear you.
38 mil, bro, in my honest opinion, this is a sweet deal. Imagine we sign 4 players or 5 players for less than 40 million, bro, or just about 40 million. You know what I mean? That's some of the best business United has ever done in a long time, bro. We haven't done business like this in over a decade. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Miles, I think we're gonna be retaining Amrabat. I think we are just waiting to confirm some of the most important deals that we want to get over the line. And I think we are definitely gonna drop in 12 million for Amrabat. Now, the problem is I don't think we're gonna go anywhere near Wesley Fofana. I mean, this other Fofana guy, and I think the reason for this is because of AFCON. We don't want to have too many players in our squad that will be going to AFCON. We are probably going to face some issues coming up this January next season with AFCON because Andre Onana, Amrabat, it's definitely going to be Amad
Wait. I thought
Diallo.
I thought Fofana plays for France.
He does play for France.
Yeah, the
Wasn't
one that
this?
play. He came on for on the French game against Portugal. He came on, and I think in the first half, this some correct me if I'm wrong. Towards the dying end of the second half, and he played most part of the extra time, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought this dude was the Fofana
No. This
from
is the
Ivory
one from
Coast, because
France,
it
bro.
about Youssef Fofana from Ivory
Yeah,
Coast
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
I know the one from Ivory Coast, but this one, I think the one they're talking about right here is the one that plays for France.
Oh, this one is
Yeah.
Yusuf. This one is Youssef spelled different now, bro. So when I saw Youssef there, I was like, wait, this guy is play Afcon. This one, oh, I know which one you're talking about. This one is the other guy who's played for Monaco. Now
Yeah. That's him. That's him.
is the Monaco guy. Yeah. Big up, bro. Big up, bro. They're the Monaco guy. My bad, bro. His name is not Youssef, bro. His name is Yusuf, right? There's his name here, guys. That's how his name is spelled, right? This now when they say Yusuf, bro, I thinking the other Fafana dude, right? But this dude name is Yusuf, right? So yeah, he's a very talented player in my honest opinion, and it had too many Fafanas Melton ball game as another thing, bro. Too many Fafanas, bro. I call him Wesley and all in his stream boy Drex, bro. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know what I mean? I've seen his performances. I actually think he's a decent player. I don't mind it. You know what I mean? For 25 million, yeah, it's probably one of those deals that we could be doing. But you see, the problem with Youssef is the profile. You know what I mean? I feel like we look at Youssef, we look what he does, we look how he performs, and we look at him and we say this is a very good option. The price is right, but his profile is very similar to Adrian Rabiot, guys, right? And let's be real honest. Who would you rather sign? Adrian Rabiot for 3 years for 10 million or 15 million, or sign this guy for 3 years for 25 million. You know what I mean? I think that's basically what the balance going to come down to. Based, if you look at them based on profile, he's a eight hybrid similar to Rabiot. You know, can get forward with the ball, drive the ball forward well. He could provide some passes going forward as well as good defensively. You know what I mean? Nah, bro, I don't think he's anything like De Jong, my brother. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I think he's more like Adrian Rabiot, in my opinion. Drex, I don't know. What do you think?
Fafana is not De Jong at all, bro. It's not a De Jong. Fafana is, you're right, is in the mode of them
Rabiot.
Rabio, right, is in the mode of those guys that just take it from the back and just more like not De Jong. I see why he's saying is the kind of, but if Favana won't be able to, does I don't think he progresses the ball like the way De Jong does, in my opinion, right? Everybody's got different view to the same thing, but I tend to agree with you, Mark. It's more of a Rabiot than actually. Don't talk about De Jong because we will not end this stream because that's my most preferred player, bro.
Well, I
For
mean, I think that's everyone preferred player, you know what I mean? And you see me this. It's not like if I don't hear him out on this one. I say he like Rabiot, right? I think Rabiot is similar stylistically to De Jong. The difference is Rabiot is a right-sided stylistic player compared to De Jong, who's more left-sided and central. You understand what I mean? And I think Fofana plays the similar role as Rabiot. He even comes on and he's in a similar position when he comes on for France. Now, either way, I think if we get either player, it will serve us right. But in all fairness, I think right now we need us a DM. We need a proper DM who has a very powerful engine on him. A guy who can run 90 minutes and not even break a sweat or huff and puff. And I don't think Fofana has that engine. You know, I know for a fact Ugarte has that engine. Like, I'm from South America. I watch a lot of Copa America. I've been watching, guys like Ugarte for a long time because he's from South America. I tend to follow these guys going through, to see where they go because for me, it's always interesting, you know what I mean? And then it's a little bit more exciting than following some of the young European talents because, it's a lot harder road that these guys have to walk than the European talent coming from our region. So, honestly, I would like to see Ugarte come into United. I think we definitely need someone to be breaking out the play as opposed to someone who, is going to kind of offer the same thing that Amrabat offers when we can do that for Amrabat for 12 million euros. You know what I mean? So honestly, if we're going to do the Amrabat deal, I don't think there's any reason that we should bring in Youssef Fofana because, I mean, Youssef probably is a better dribbler than Amrabat, but I think they probably play similarly stylistically as well. And having Adrian Rabiot come in, which is honor free, I think is a better deal than any other midfield deal that we're doing currently this summer. You know what I mean? Here
let
we
me
go
just
is
let me
imminent until it
let me let
100%.
me let me talk about this Brantwaite thing. Is it J JG Yo, Euro wants to go to Real Madrid.
Mm.
Bro, Euro wants to go to Real Madrid. Is them players where if Real Madrid just back out, then they'll be like, okay, United will be my next option, right? But I don't think I want players like that. That's me. That's the same. That's the same sentiment I have towards the elite. By the time we wanted him, he was flirting with the likes of Barcelona and Juventus. Um, yeah. So Euro wants to go to Real Madrid. So if Euro wants to go to Real Madrid, even if you go offer 60, 65 m's for to Lille for the player,
Mm-mm.
right? And no, I'm just
Hold on. The M's, you gotta make sure and say euros, bro, because
no,
one is
I'm
pounds
just
and
kidding.
one
No,
is
I'm not even
euros.
talking about pounds. I'm just saying, even if you want to go put 65, make it 100, right? Marcel can have a handshake with you, but if the player doesn't want to come to you, I'm just trying to draw this. If the player doesn't want to come to you, that deal wouldn't go through, right? If the player has his eyes set, so it's not left for Marcel to, or sorry, Lille to say, Real Madrid, this is the offer United are giving us, right? What are you saying, right? And Real Madrid will be like, yo, but the player wants to come to us. The player has already set his sight on you, Real Madrid. So for me, I don't want the Brantwaite guy for anything more than 45 and what was reported yesterday, 45 plus 5. I would go a little bit up with 50 plus 5, but anything more than that, I just walk away, right? But for Euro, I believe Euro wants to go to Real Madrid, so there's nothing United can do what they can do in terms of put the bid on the table. It's left for the players to say, okay, Real Madrid are not forthcoming. Let me go
Uh,
to United. Would you want that? That's another question.
I mean, I definitely would not even have gone in for a second bid for Jared Brantwaite. He's not worth it. I don't think it's anyway. There's nothing he has, no ability he has, in my honest opinion, that tells me he's worth more than 40 million pounds. One, he has not had a great season. So his team finished what 14th in the league, right? And there was a stint for 10 games where he was probably the worst defender at Everton this season, starting with the game that they lost to Man United. So, and when you think about all those things, and then you think about what this guy was saying here, that, PSV had an option to sign Brantwaite for 10 million euros and they didn't. They sent him back to Everton. Means that maybe there's something kind of fishy about this guy. And another thing is, like, I don't like is the fact that he's on 20,000 pounds per week, and we offered him 85, and he refused, only to accept an offer for 150k per week. This is my biggest problem with Jared Brantwaite, and honestly, this is the reason why I would not
Mark,
sign. I would not
Mark,
touch him with a
Mark,
10-foot
Mark,
pole.
Mark, 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 Mark,
It's
Mark.
not worth it, bro. No
Mark, it's
matter.
not what, bro. You just heard me say I don't rate the guy, right? But don't when we talk about but these guys they have they've got agents. So these are the is the agent that is making all of this
Yeah,
move.
walk
And
away, bro.
no, 100% which agree with you, right? Walk away. But when you give when we give a player 85 and the player is looking like okay in another, because if you give him 85, he definitely knows that. If you give him 85, he definitely knows that in another 3 years or 4 years when he's trying to get a new contract, depending on his performance, he might not get the 150. He might just get maybe a 120, max 150, right? Now, if he gets 150 now, and in another 3 4 years, let's say his performances are okay, then he knows he can't be crying for he cannot be crying for something like a 200. Maybe they just bump it up to like 170 or just renew it at 150, depending on what. And also look at the fact that if he wants to leave United, right? If you sign him for 85 and he wants to leave United in another 3 4 years time, probably he's not doing well. Therefore means they will have to negotiate his contract down to like what 70 and all of that. For him, it's like I'm looking at the future where if they sign me for 150 and they want to let me go, so they want to sell me in another 4 years, then I could actually negotiate a better deal with the new club at that time. Maybe let's say for 100, 120, that gives him some sort of security. So these guys are actually watching out for themselves, not just for the now, but also for the future. That's how I see it. But to agree with you, from a 20,000 pounds per week or 25,000 pounds per week to 150, bro, what are you smoking?
Bro. Anyway, what I wanted to say to this is also we had a bid just now accepted for an euro, 50 million euros plus bonuses, which means somewhere in the region of 40 million pounds. You know what I mean? Actually, I think it's a little bit less. I think it's somewhere in the region of 38 million pounds plus 5 or plus 7 in add-ons. But this offer has been accepted by Lille. Now the players' priority remains Real, but United are pushing. Now, in all fairness, I think this is also a better. I think this is a better deal than the Jared Brantwaite deal. The reason why I'm saying that is because, yeah, he might want Real Madrid. Ronaldo wanted Real Madrid when we went to buy him. You know what I mean, Drex? But Real Madrid wasn't coming in for him. So you know what Real Madrid Ronaldo
Say
said
that
to
again. Say that again. Say that again. I got hit
Ronaldo.
on my ankle.
Ronaldo, bro, wanted
Mhm.
wanted Real Madrid initially. That was where he always wanted to play for Real Madrid. Now, when we went in
100%.
for him,
I
right?
agree. Yeah.
When we went in for him, nobody else was coming for him. He said, you know what, I'll come there, right?
Yeah.
But then, he started playing really well, and Madrid started sniffing, and Ferguson and him had their arrangement. Now, we could have that same arrangement with Euro. Come for 3 years, give us 3 or 5 years, give us three,
Mhm.
5 years, because by that time he'll be 23 or 24, bro. And he could
100%
go to
agree.
Madrid. In that 3 or 5 year period, we will
We could
sign
make
another left. We
we
will
could
sign
we
another
could
player
make
to replace
we
you.
could make money. We could make money on the other hand as well. I'm saying that's why I said it's a bias for me. It's more like a bias for me, right? It's not really anything. It's just me not being quote unquote being I'm not thinking right. I'm just being, as a fan, if my club is coming for you, a big club is not just we're not just one pop side club. We're a big club. Whether we've been run properly poorly in the last couple of years, we're still a big size club. Imagine what we would have been doing if we were actually functioning properly in the last 10 years. Who would have. But that being said, I'm saying if that's the case, if the players think okay, United on the other hand is not a bad shout, right? They have good project, they have good. Now we have a structure. They have a structure, right? Let me go there, and we're looking at it from the football perspective. Okay, this guy comes in, help us get the stability, and even puts us in the help us get some trophies because the league, or maybe, let's just say some trophies, like we're going to be in the Europa League and we win the Europa League in his first season and all. That's good for his CV. So if he wants to go to Real Madrid, United are already rubbing their hands and licking their lips and say, okay, this guy, if Real Madrid comes, we know the build is going to be high. So for me, on if you look at it logically and rationally, taking out the bias, it's a good, because the player in himself is not a bad player. The player in himself is, for me, I don't know why I just rate French defenders and French. I don't know why, but I rate French defenders and French attackers. When you play in the French league, like as an attacker and as a defender, I still don't know why, but I rate them better than the English one, bro.
Bro, like, let me tell you something, right? I like the look of this youngster, and it's just from watching some of his games. I watched quite a bit of his games this season, you know, and it was just interesting to see how his maturity is like Kobe Manu. He gives you that game, he gives you that some performances like you're watching an experienced player do what he's doing. You know what I mean? For that reason, I think signing him is a good option. But hopefully we get some clarity on his decision soon. Now, the
KD,
player
KD, I
people,
see what you. Sorry, Mark. Sorry to interject. KD, I see what you're doing there. 50 million euros for Lenny Euro. Big up yourself, KD.
big up Broski. But check this out, guys. This is the actual article here. United successfully hijacked Euro Giants' pursuit of Starlet with bid accepted, but the player doesn't want the move. Now, the complicated thing is that the player don't want the move. He said he prefers to go to Madrid, so he's waiting to hear what Madrid has to offer, right? But if Madrid does not test Lille's resolve, he will have no choice because he wants to leave Lille. You know what I mean? So he adds that United are actively pushing to reach an agreement despite Euro's preference to join 15-time European champions. The 18-year-old has made it clear his desire to make a move to the Santiago Bernabeu amidst the interest from the Reds, Liverpool, and Paris Saint-Germain. He has given the Spanish Giants absolute priority. United are unlikely to come out on top, but you know what I mean, guys. I'll just say this one to you guys, right? He might want Madrid, but Madrid doesn't. Madrid is not 100% interested because they don't have room for him. Where is he going to play? You understand what I'm saying, guys? You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing for me. Like he might want Madrid. Madrid firstly don't want to pay the money for him, and secondly, where is he going to play? Is he going to actually get game time? He needs to sit down and make a think about this. And maybe when he does overnight tomorrow, you might hear different news
Mark,
coming
Mark,
in.
Mark. Let me put this to you and also put it to the chat. I just need honest answers in the chat, right? Guys, just hold on. We just answer this. Um, you presented with two cases. In this case, Real Madrid, United. Real
Mm,
Madrid in the past couple of years, they've won the Champions League.
mm,
They've won the La Liga. They've been successful, even with the youths that are going there. Bellingham just got there, won the Champions League. The season Camavinga got there, won the Champions League. To Chouameni and the likes, they won the Champions League, right? On the other side of the fence is United that have been struggling in the past 5. I'm not going to go back to 10. In the past 5 years, I know in the last 2 years we won FA Cup and League Cup, right? And last season wasn't so great. Now, without a structure, I'm going to put all of this into context. Without a structure, who would you pick? Who would the chat now, knowing fully well for you have a career to build,
okay.
you
Two
have
things. Two things.
assurances, and
For
yeah,
me,
who
all
would
right.
you pick?
If you're asking me personally, I's a
No,
kind of
take out,
fella. No, no, no.
take out the United in
Forget
you
Man
out. I'm
United
saying
and
take out the
forget
United.
Real Madrid, right?
Okay, okay,
If I was a player and I'm looking at two big clubs, because
yeah, yeah,
from the Caribbean, I'm talking about as a Caribbean man. I'm looking up at the two giants of football, one in England, one in Spain, right? Now, one, if I go to them, I'm guaranteed to win a trophy,
yeah.
but I ain't guaranteed to play football. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, okay,
So for
okay.
me, I think I have a bigger chance of again starting minutes for Manchester United because they're not really doing so well. Maybe I could impress and take and step over ahead of one of the players who in my position. And I kind of back myself. I know I pretty much understand. Think that you all are probably getting a little bit of an idea of my personality. I would back myself to win. I would back myself to be better than the man in my position. You know what I mean? So I will back myself to fight for that opportunity and win the chance. So I would choose Man United. And this is not about being a Man United fan. This is about being a player who want to win. I want to be one of the best defenders in the world. I need to play football. I can't go to Madrid, even if it's the best club, and sit on the bench for 25 games a season. I need to be playing at least 25 games a season. And that is the difference for me.
Metaball game. Let me read a little bit of this of the response here. Metaball game is saying any player picking United over Madrid would be doing it only for financial or playing time reasons, unless they actually love. But no, mental. But I think Real Madrid are going heavily on the financial for him, for the financial package for him. I like the second part, and you just actually touched on what Mark was saying right there. More game time, more playing time, more development for him. Because if you, I like the way we are thinking right now. Because if you leave Real Madrid, haven't not played much of games, right? You're going to a different. You know, if you leave the clubs like Real Madrid and United, let's say for example, you leave the club like a club like Real Madrid, it's actually a lower club you're going to, like,
Mm.
for sure, right? That's why when you read a report about Jadon Sancho turning down an offer from an unnamed club, I'm thinking that club is actually not on the levels of United and the Juventus, and it's a more lower club, and he's looking like, yo, I can't be doing that. So he's still looking like I cannot be doing that. So because when you leave this club, right? Sometimes when you leave these clubs and especially when you don't perform well, you leave this club. It's you're going to a lower club. I no disrespect to any club. Every club has got the right to be where they want to be, right? But you know what I'm talking about. You're going to a lower club. So for me, playing time is important, but also you know that some of these players they really don't care about the playing time. They just want the glory. They just want
True.
this the thing to add to their CV, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us, whilst you could take out the United in me, I think I might do Lenny Euro and go to Real Madrid. Take out the United in me.
I
That's that. You know
mean,
that. That's what I'm saying. Take out because for me, I would want to have an eye on like
yeah,
if
but
if I go to United, if I pick
mm,
United, the playing time would be not much the finances, right? But it would be the playing time because I could actually, if it's the finances, I could actually tell Real Madrid and say, "Oh, United are giving me X, Y, Z. How about you bump it up?" And but for
that's
it's
not
going to be
gonna
the
happen
playing,
though.
and that's not,
Realistically,
yeah, that's
that
not
don't
going to happen.
know.
No, I'm just saying, but it has to be the playing time for me because I want to develop. And I know if I leave United, if I do well at United, Real Madrid might still come for me. Like what somebody else, I thought somebody said it right that he will
Yeah,
be
like
having. He'll be having an eye on Real Madrid. So that means if you look, we can look at it that statement from two sides. He might be having an eye on Real Madrid and might be like, you know what, I'm gonna give my best for United so that Real Madrid can actually see what they miss and later come in for me and I end up playing for them.
Exactly. I mean, and to be fair, bro, like I understand it might have players who will make decision. I will go and sit on the bench at Madrid and win, no matter how much game time I get. I will be cool because this is the club. This is where I want to be. I mean, Frankie De Jong did that for the first year of his career. He was on the bench. You know what I'm saying? So, in my honest opinion, some players might do it. You know, if I was a player professionally, I'd be honest. If Manchester United had come calling, I could have offers from you name it. You could have been paying double the money to Manchester United or go to Man United because as a Man United fan to my heart. You know what I mean? I love Man United from a long time. But at the same time, if I was a player, as much as I love a club, I want to be the best player I could be. And in order to do that, I need more game time. So for me, if the player back himself, he will come to United in this situation because he will be able to. He have a better chance of securing more game time at United than at Real Madrid, and that is just me. But guys, we're getting closer to the point where guys, I might have to really be doing that cry along stream. Drex, you gotta support me that day, boy, bro. Bruh, fellas.
Bro, I'm not see, bro. I've told sorry guys. I told you this, right? If you're wondering what is that? Can you guys hear? Can
Yeah,
you
I
guys
hear that
hear?
beeping.
No, yeah, it's for some reason it's one of my laptops. It's almost dying.
Oh, bro.
I need yeah. So like I'm saying, I'm not gonna. I've told you several times. I know you love the player, and I've told you several times, Mark. And I know it's difficult for you, but it is what it is. Just
I
accept
prepared,
whatever.
guys. I just feel like
Just accept whatever
I
happens.
no
Just know
no
that
that's
it's
facts,
beyond.
bro. I
It's
will
beyond
accept
our.
whatever. I will accept whatever.
No, know it's beyond us. It's beyond us as fans, right? Whatever
True.
happens is beyond us as. Sometimes we get what we want. Most times, the other times we don't. You know what? That's that because for me, that's how I've seen this thing, and that's how I just let it be. Like I could say what I want to say from now till the end of the world, right? But it's not in my. If it was in my hands, bro, it has happening tomorrow, but it's not in my hands. So let me. So I already knew that this was gonna happen. Like it's inevitable. Like it's gonna happen. So I already prepared myself. That's why in the group you see me, I just like whatever they want to do, let them do, right? But if you look at it from a footballing perspective, it's better than what we have. I would say at the moment it's better than what we have. But
100%.
again, it's not you and I making these decisions, right? So and we've got to trust them. Yo, big up Chris, how you doing, bro? Been a minute.
Yeah, Chris, big up to you, my brother. And big up to you, Mental Ball Game. He's saying, Mark, it's easiest for us to say these things. We don't know players' financial situations, family responsibilities, and family preferences to move to specific countries to go on behind the scenes as well. Yeah, 100%, my bro. 100%, my bro. 100%. You know what I mean? 100%. And that's why I say what I say.
Mental,
Like,
we are just talking from
I know,
if
I
we
know.
I know I'm just trying
I
to
think
talk
he
to
just
Mental.
meant it like in the sense that we are, I don't think he understand. We are just giving our opinions if we were in the situation as a player
Yeah, as
ourselves.
a player, yeah.
So we are dropping
As
from
ourselves, not them. That's what I'm saying. That's me. Like I said, as myself, and I stated for me, I would be looking to go to Real Madrid. I'm not even talking about the finances. I'm talking about the fact that I will win trophies. I'm giving you what I would do. It's not what So for Mark says he's looking at his where he's going to have more game time and XYZ, right? But for me, I'm telling you, I will be looking going towards Real Madrid because I'm thinking, okay, I would definitely. It's a two-horse race at Real Madrid. If Barcelona don't win it, I would definitely win the La Liga, and that's a medal. That's another thing added to my CV. So, and I know if I leave Real Madrid, I can still get a good club, right? But now the question is, will I have a more playing game time? Because if I'm not playing, then I'm not developing, and if I'm not developing, ain't nobody seeing me. And although once I will win the league and once I might win a Champions League, right? If I leave there, that's it. Like look at the likes of Militao. right? I feel like if Militao leaves Real Madrid tomorrow, right, he might not end up in an Arsenal, United, Man City, right? It might be maybe in Newcastle, and I don't still rate Newcastle as one of the big clubs, but maybe in Newcastle, right? But that's what I'm talking about, because you want to put yourself high up there, right? And mental ball game, you're right. There's so many things behind the scene that we are alluded to, but we are just speaking from personal perspective, what we would do, not what the player should do or shouldn't do.
100%, you know what I mean? And it's going to be interesting, you know. And I just wanted to bring this story to the table, guys. Just a little update on possible stuff that happening for preseason and preparations, guys, in case you have not heard about this or have not, you know, or still trying to find information about the preseason. I haven't read the article 100% yet, guys, so we're going to be going through this together, right? So, you know, as you know, guys, we're preparing for preseason preparations. Greenwood and Sancho and transfer strategies are going on. We just talked about those guys. You know, return to training marks a pivotal phase in Everton and Eric Ten Hag's team gear up for the 24-25 season with fresh executive appointments and a bustling transfer window. The focus at Old Trafford is sharp on restructuring and strengthening. Some key changes, you know, July brings the fresh beginning for United with Dan Ashwood stepping in as new sporting director, Christopher Vivell taking up the role as director of global talent. You know, Eric Ten Hag's management term has been extended through 2026 following a successful review. The continuity in leadership is crucial as United address the roster changes and strategic signings required to fortify their lineup. You know what I mean, guys? So, you know, Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho, where we spoke about Mason Greenwood, he's probably going to Marseille to be under Roberto De Zerbi. You know, the region £28 million plus 10 in add-ons, rising to somewhere in the region of 15 to 15 million pounds in add-ons. It could be a deal that possibly see us net somewhere in the region close to 47 million pounds. So, guys, it depends on how his performance is, but we know Mason will bang, and that deal is very much in the advanced stages. There's also been an offer tailored by an unknown club that Sancho refused, and you know he's probably going to be going to Juventus as they have made him their marquee signing. The lead deal is moments away from being a here we go, guys, with him with all terms being agreed, both with the player and both with Bayern Munich as this moment. You know what I mean? In other reports, you know, we've seen some restructuring in the coaching background as Ruud van Nistelrooy started on Monday, as well as Rennie Hacker as well. So it's going to be very interesting, you know, with all these players coming in. The preseason tour is going to kick off very soon. It starts next week. And guys, the information coming out right now is that we're going to be fielding one team. It's going to be supplemented by the youngsters for the players who are away on international duty, you know, and the new players coming in will be joining the youngsters initially for the first two games. Our opening game is against Rosenborg in Copenhagen. So, guys, you know, stay tuned for that information. After we play those guys, we have to play one more game, and then we'll be jetting off to the USA where we'll play 4 fixtures. And I think there's going to be an additional one game that's going to be played at Old Trafford again at the end of preseason, right before the beginning. The week before, I think it's going to happen. The week before, we played in the what do you call La Cup again, bro? Drex, I keep forgetting.
The
Charity Shield.
community the community shield or charity shield. Mark, let me
Yeah.
just interject a bit. I see somebody in the chat saying talking about is he Milis Cars. If I pronounce that name wrong, I apologize, bro. Yeah, he's saying agree. All the fans have loved him everywhere. Bayern wanted to sell Upamecano, but Vincent Company to sell Dele. I feel like I don't think the Vincent Company wanted to sell Dele. I feel it's more of um company coming in and Delete is like, what's this? Like, you know, I don't know what will happen, right? What's so there must be a feeling in the Bayern Munich space, right, where Delete is like, am I really comfortable here? The previous manager, they sold me a dream, and at the end of the day, I didn't really get to play. Should I go to where I am a little bit like I know the manager, right? I know what the manager can do, right? And if all things being equal and everything works out well, I could be successful with this manager because I've had time with him. Unlike on the other hand, you look at company and the man is like, I don't know what trajectory we are going to be going to in this new season with a different manager.
Yeah.
Whilst you would want a player to stick with the club and say, okay, fight it out, but if things go wrong, then his move to a big club, quote and unquote, might just be hampered right there. You understand? So it's like mental board game said, we don't know what is happening behind the scenes. And for me, I feel like it's more of Delete is looking like, okay, you know what? I'm not too sure here. Let me go to somewhere I know the manager, and whatever happens, he could actually galvanize me in the path that I want to be. It's more of, I think, the manager, the fact that Eric Ten Hag is still if Eric Ten Hag wasn't in the job, I don't think the Delete thing might happen. The fact that Eric Ten Hag is
100%.
still in the job, and the fact that Delete know that, okay, they United have put the sporting side in check. They're actually trying to work on the thing to make it solid. I think all of that backed up with what the manager sold to him is what, like, you know what? They say, I don't like to believe it, but there's a saying that says the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. But for me, I disagree with that saying, but I'll just
Bro,
say it for now.
I agree with
So
that 100%. Let me tell you something. And the reason why I say that, bro, being from the Caribbean, I will say this, right?
Superfly, who you saying is slow? He's not slow, bro. If you want to
Forget that
compare him
now.
to, Maguire. Maguire is not slow. Maguire is slow,
Bro,
right?
Darwick, leave Superfly. I know Superfly,
No,
I
let me
understand why.
let me let
Listen,
me just
listen.
test.
I
If if
understand
if
why
if
he's saying
Maguire
that, you
can
know.
catch up to Ivan Toney, who would you guys think?
No, but you see, I understand why he's saying that. You see, you got to think about it prospectively,
Mhm,
bro. His perspective,
mhm.
Italy is a slower league in general. You
True.
know, Germany is slightly not as
Faster.
physical. It's a little bit quicker, but it's not as physical as the
Physical
Premier
as the
League,
Premier League.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, Superfly looking at it that perspective,
You say Maguire will beat him, Superfly.
bro.
Superfly, it's too early. It's too early in the
It's too
morning to
early, but
start spinning things, bro.
let me tell you something, guys. Right?
Big up
I
yourself,
want
bro.
you to understand this. Dillet played in a high line all his career. That's all he know how to play. Right? He don't know how to, he don't he's not good at playing low box. He good at playing mid blocks and a high line. That's what he always played. So regardless if he's super quick or not, he's going to have the experience to play the high line
Mhm.
how he should because he played for Eric Ten Hag. You know what I mean? So I would say, you know what, let him come in and see what he does. Also, if you look at prospectively what's going on, big up to you, Joe Blackman. If you see what's going on with the team right now in this moment, we need to upgrade some players. We need to have a shift, a new energy to come into the club. This is why I think we also moving on a lot of players. You know what I mean? Now, guys, I see there's some reports that linking us to Ivan
Oh,
Toney and stuff like that, but don't get too giddy on those reports. I think we're gonna have some. I think we might be interested, but for the
okay. So,
prices that these
hmm
guys are on,
hmm
I don't think it's doable. Nor I would suggest that United do some of these deals. I think some people might be mad at me, but I think we should be staying away from the English
baby,
players
send me that
available in this window
$35. I'll work it
because
back
I
for you.
feel like this window,
Send it to your.
huh?
Oh, sorry, no, you. Sorry, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, bro. My bad, my bad. I just think that we should be staying away from this now because in this moment we can't afford the price range of these players. Ivan Toney is probably gonna be in the region of 60 to 70 million pounds. You know what I mean? This next guy, Brantwaite, they definitely want 60 to 70 million pounds. That makes no sense for what we're trying to do right now. We could go in for players from Europe who offer that little bit of a cheaper perspective that we could get them for rebuild the spine, bring in all the players that we could bring in bulk. Let me say we spend 260 million, and the average cost of a player is 30 million pounds. You're looking at somewhere in the region of 9 players coming in for that price. You understand what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know?
see, I get you 100%. I is for me, right? Even we all know that until players holding up the shirt, and we tend to just keep our expectation on the check, right? But Yeah, people are allowed to be happy, people are allowed to be giddy, but be giddy in a more sensible way where if things don't go your way, you don't start cursing out the people that are making these decisions, right? So just like one Mark is saying, take everything with a pinch of salt until the players holding up the shirt. Nah. But so if for me, 60 million for a striker these days is tend to be okay, right? The fact that we're actually even getting a striker for in the region of 40 million euros, it's actually surprising and like so on the one hand, I really don't like. I don't know why I don't like the guy, but not like the guy in terms of his personality. I don't. Let me use the word rate, right, Joshua,
Mm.
right? But on the other hand, you look at it, 40 m's for a striker that was impactful for Bologna the last season and all that, and you ask, and he was once at Bayern Munich. You're asking yourself, okay, this is a good deal. It's just like the Daniel James deal. We got him for 15 million, and everybody was like, "Oh, we've paid," but it was a good deal. If it doesn't happen, if it go happens that it doesn't really hit the ground running, you could actually sell him for, let's say, even 25 million, and you're not making a huge loss as to someone like Sancho that you're gonna be cutting it. So for me, when I looked at it, I'm like, okay, it's fair. 60 million, it's like the average price for a striker these days. So if we're gonna go for Ivan Tony, so be it. Maybe it might just be the experience here that we're looking for. But all in all, I just want people to just be calm, and so that in case it's don't forget it's the market, it's the transfer window. Anything is possible. We saw how was it Leon that already was already having a handshake with was it PSV for Tyler Malasia last season, and United. It was even Fabrizio Romano tweeted, "Here we go on that one," and only for him to come back and say, "Oh, United have hijacked the deal." And so it's the transfer window; anything can happen. I just don't want people pointing fingers at the structure. I'm like, "Oh, you screwed this," just the same way they were doing for Olise. I'm like, "Yeah, my guys, it's anything can happen. Just keep. That's what I'm trying to say. Anything can happen." Fab just tweeted that Euro bid is real.
Yeah, you
Okay.
little pushing Euro to accept because like I was saying, bro, it's up to the lad, and let me be real. This is the point at which Real Madrid go and look at United and be like, yo, this is our family. Go there. We will come for you later. They will take care of you for the next 3 years, guys. Remember, we did it for Ronaldo. We did it for Beckham. How many players we send there, guys? How many players? Like about four. You
Even
know what I'm
our
saying?
coach, even our new assistant coach, Vanessa, we sent him there.
Van Nistelrooy and all went there. So the relationship with our family in Spain is good. They will help us. Trust. If it's one team in football, will help United is Real, guys. Trust what I'm telling only on this. Real might say to Lenny, you know what, Lenny, we don't really have the room this season, but here we see. Go to Manchester for 3 years. Get yourself develop in the English game and we'll bring you home. Right? So don't worry, help them out. We go help, we go bring you. Everything will be good. Everything will happen. But guys, talking about this is another situation, Yali. Thank you for your service, Mitchell van der Gaag. There are some reports that van der Gaag is also going back to Ajax as well. And there's also some rumors that he might also be the guy that taking over Burnley. So, it's possible that what might be happening, I'm not too sure, but I have no confirmed reports, but we will be keeping abreast of this situation because, he was our trusted number 2 for the last 2 seasons. But I promised you guys a scouting report. And let me just bring this to the table so you guys could get a little bit of a viewing because I know you guys want to know about some of the youngsters who are going to come into the first team. Who are we going to see in preseason? And we're going to start this off with this guy here. Amir Ibrahimov. Now, guys, this is just some reports that are coming out that there's possibilities that he might be traveling with the team, maybe just to train with them. But there are reports that he's traveling. He might be traveling with the senior team going on tour. He might not be featured, but he's definitely traveling with them to be, part of the training sessions. And this youngster is, he's 15 years old. He's born in April in 2008. I think he's just turned 16, give or take. And the youngster is a winger, a left wing, right winger. He also could play in central attack. He is quite the talent. Like guys, that English saying, quite tasty. this is how it feels when you're looking at this guy play football. And I think, he's going to be very interesting for us in the future. And maybe Ten Hag is trying to just give him something to inspire him. So that's one of those things that we
Mark,
might be seeing.
Mark,
Mhm.
pause. This morning's stream is the dope stream. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to the chat as well. This morning stream, this guy, for me it's morning. I know you guys is morning, the afternoon, but this Superfly is killing me. The stream, the chat is killing me. Man is saying it's about time we took there's now incoming Vinicius Junior. Man, yeah.
Bro, big up the Superfly on that one. But guys, I know we've been here for a while. I know I have to go and get ready for class in a little bit. I have to, cook some lunch as well for myself. So let me
Isn't
just
there Euros today?
wait, there are Euros today? Today's Tuesday, bro. Euros is not tomorrow. We will talk about that just now. Don't derail me right now. Shea Lacey, guys. 16 years old, midfield, left attacking midfield, right attacking midfield, and central attacking midfield. This youngster, guys, I like the look of this kid. He gives me some Rooney vibes, and he's very, very good. Left-footed, blistering dribbling ability. And I want to say blistering dribbling ability, guys, I mean that he dribbles so fast, he will leave you with blisters. You know what I mean? He might not be the fastest guy on the pitch, but his feet are certainly among the fastest. And when he's on that ball, guys, it's tough. It's going to be long for some defenders in the season coming up, and we're going to see some of this in the preseason because he's definitely traveling with the first team, according to reports. We're going to see a lot of him and he might just be going on loan after this. But guys, don't fear, don't fear, don't fear. There's a plan for Shea Lacey, and they don't want to rush him into the team. You know what I mean? Although he might not go on loan if there might be some shake up to the left to the wing positions because even if we sell Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho, we still have 6 wingers available for selection. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget his name, Shea Lacey, guys. He's the Man United Scouse Master. He is from Liverpool, but the youngster is so talented, guys. Trust me. I am probably going to get a kit and with his name on it in a few, or maybe at the end of the season, in preparation for when he does start, so I could get a signature as well. You know what it is. But let's get on to this youngster. And I know a lot of you have been hearing about him. Is the youngster that we poached out of Watford in the same time when Erik ten Hag came to join the club. And since then, he has been showing brilliant progress, amazing performances. You've even heard Luke Shaw talk about his brilliance, and he's one of the talents that he's looking forward to playing with the most. And this guy is probably going to be his replacement in the next 2 years. Harry Amas is 17 years old. He's a very, very top talented left back. He can also play left centre back and possibly deputize at left wing, but he is a brilliant defensive left back who can bomb forward. He possesses all the required abilities, very good on the ball, very good close control, very good dribbling ability, is not afraid under pressure, and definitely with pace for days. Guys, pay attention because this guy is going to get a lot of game time to beginning because there is no currently fit left back but him. Other reports coming in, Jack Fletcher, and I'm talking about one half of the twin combo that came from, Fletcher, or former player. This is his son, and I'm telling you, this youngster, yeah, he's better than Fletcher ever was. He got all the talent that Fletcher did not have to add to what Fletcher did have. This guy is an attacker. He's
Remember the,
brilliant in
remember
dribbling.
this. Remember they say the kids will be better than their fathers.
Obviously, bro. Obviously. You know what I'm saying? And this guy, he's very, very good, guys. Both-footed. He plays off the right wing. A very good dribbler. I will say that he's likened to a mix between Jadon Sancho and maybe a pacey winger because he's very pacey. He's physical. He's starting to put on that muscular physicality that, you want to see our players have. Not forgetting that he just turned 18, guys, and his twin brother plays in the DM position. And it's Tyler. Jack was injured last season, so Tyler was the one who was getting most of the game time and opportunities. And Tyler has been blossoming in the midfield for the youth team. Blossoming. He's very, very good. He has some of the most, recoveries and duels won of all our defensive midfielders. And he has the most progressive passes as well. So he's one of those players that, I know some of you are saying that, Ugarte is not that deep line playmaker. Well, here is your guy, young Tyler Fletcher. You know what I mean? He may not be that guy that's going to start in that midfield this season, but he's definitely going to earn himself an opportunity to get some minutes. Look forward to him in preseason because he's going to be taking his chances there and hoping to get himself as a squad rotational player come next season. This guy, I like this guy a lot. He reminds me of a Marcus Rashford, except he has a very good right foot as well as a left foot, and he can cross the ball on both sides of his feet. Ethan Williams, 18 years old. I know you guys have seen some performance of him last preseason because he was there scoring 2 goals for us and getting 3 assists. But the youngster has been brilliant for the academy, and he's raring to get himself into the first team, and he will be certainly having his eyes on a spot for a starting position or a squad rotational player off of the left wing or the right wing, depending on where he will be used. He plays either position identically. I can't say he's better on the right than he is on the left, in my honest opinion. Once he's on the wing, he's definitely a threat going forward. And I think it's going to excite a lot of fans when they see his work rate and his effort and some of the skills that he has to display. This guy is absolutely my favorite. This is my, how should I put it? This is my star boy here. This is the one that's going to replace Mason Greenwood when he leaves. I'm telling you guys now because I've been watching him for the last 2 years and I see that hunger. I see that desire to win. And he looks to me like a winner. And in everything that he does it to the best of his ability. He's very decisive. He doesn't fret. He doesn't fuss. He doesn't fight. He just gives his all on the football pitch to win. And he shows up in some critical moments with some big goals, big assists. He's a guy that is very, very good on the ball. He can link up well, but he's even more lethal within 25 meters of goal. He can score from anywhere, either left foot or right foot. He's a young striker and our third option at striker so far this summer. He's going to be on the plane, and I'm looking forward to see what he achieves in the coming season. You know what I mean? Guys, what are your thoughts? These are some of the youngsters that are going to be traveling with us next in the preseason. This one youngster is my favorite so far. And I don't know what you guys are thinking, but definitely if you haven't heard about them, well, you've gotten a bit to see some of them. There are 4 more players that I'm going to introduce to you guys over the course of this week. One is a goalkeeper, one is a midfielder, one is a defender, and one is a fullback. You will get that information a little bit later on, maybe on Thursday, guys. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get them into the show. It was a pretty long show. I'm happy that Drex came in and joined me, as well as Sachiv. And trust me, guys, these academy prospects, it's been such a long time since we had prospects at this level of ability. But not only that, but they've been playing for the last 2 seasons the same style of football that we expect from the first team, which means a more seamless approach into integration from the academy into the senior team, and the conveyor belt has begun. This is not all just down to Ten Hag and his team, but also some of the previous academy coaches that came before them, but it is being executed in this moment, and we are here for it. Guys, what are your thoughts? Let me know. Big up to you guys coming in. Drex, what are your thoughts on these academy
Bro,
graduates?
yo, if it was like I was gonna, if it was 2 years ago, I would be weeping right now and saying, yo, man, these guys, we don't know if they will get through. But whilst now that has gone up, maybe from like 35% to somewhere in the range of 65 to 75%, because I do know I'm gonna be logical. Yeah, I know not everybody from the academy would actually get into the first team. But these names that you called, we saw a glimpse of them. We even the one, the Ethan Whitley guy, we saw him come on towards the end of last season. We saw what he did in the final game of the under 18 league and also in the cup as well. So I even Amas and Shea, the fleshers, the one you touched on, bro. I can't wait to see those guys. Right? At least if we have a structure now, we have a sporting director, we have a technical director in Wilcox who has a track record of knowing how to deal with youth players and all of that. Right? So we even if we don't get to see these guys, we know that their development would improve, right? For what from what it used to be to a different level. So all in all, the future is bright for United's academy. The future is bright for United as a whole, and most importantly, the future is bright for these kids. We just need to be careful on how we. I know a lot of people talk about this a lot, but we just need to be careful on how our expectations and how we hype these kids here and there. But all in all, I just feel like the future is bright for them. They've now it's preparation has met opportunity where now they have United have gotten this. They're trying to get the sporting side sorted out, and they should be happy because now they know that the club is moving in the right direction and here or there. So it's an added boost in terms of, if you know what I mean, in terms of working hard and all of that. It's an added for them, so they know that they could act if they do well, they would break into. And if we have a manager who is who likes the young, who likes the youth, who knows how to integrate youth into his system. We did that last season. We also had last season. While whether people want to say it was because of the injury and all of that, we also had last season. And then yeah, just hope that we see one or two, because you know how it is with United. Every season there's always somebody that's coming through. So we just hope to see one or two join the senior team and be in the Premier League or be League Cup or FA Cup or the Europa League. Some way, I'm just excited for the new season because finally, Mark, I've said this before, I have gotten what I wanted, what I've been crying for. I don't know about you guys, but I've gotten it. So let me just be excited and be hopeful for the new season.
You know what they say? They say when you need help and and you don't have anything, God is send an angel.
Yeah,
You know what
man.
I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And let me tell you something, fellas. We might be having a fallen angel, but God is sending another one for me. You see this youth man here telling all your fellas no. This fella going to be a gem, right? You just see it, right? And I just so
Millis.
excited to present on
Yeah.
the academy for
Yeah.
everyone watching, because I know a lot of people is watch Man United. They may not have the time to watch the guys in the academy, but they're always interested to see which youngsters coming through, because they are all part of us. These are our boys. I mean, our kids, our young boys and girls that coming up in our academy to represent us going forward in the future. And just watching their development over the last 2.5 seasons for me, in some cases, in other cases, last 3 or 4 years for some players, I think it's been amazing. I'm excited. I'm not giddy, but I'm thinking that these guys have the metal, the minerals, and the talent to prove that they might be able to get in. Not even they might not be starters next season, guys. They might have the one youngster that might make himself, something that might come out, that might come into the team immediately. But these youngsters will be in and about the first team over the season, whether they're playing Carabao Cup, substitutions in the FA Cup, substitutions in the Europa Cup. You know what I mean? But look forward to them, guys. It's going to be very interesting. They will also be providing that most important quota for English players as well. There's confirmed there are 6 preseason games, Angie. 2 of them are going to be played in Europe. At the beginning, one in Rosenborg. The next one, I believe, is in Celtic against Rangers. And the last 4 so far that have been confirmed will all be played in the USA. Now we know, guys, they've have a habit of playing a final preseason game in England. I, and I think that's why I only said maybe 6, 7, or 8. You know what I mean? But guaranteed, there's 6 games confirmed already: 4 in the US, 2 in Europe, and they're definitely probably gonna announce a game at Old Trafford to start before they start again in the charity shield. Yeah, the charity shield. So, guys, stay tuned for more information. I will be bringing you more updates. You will get them as they go live. Luckily, today we were live when we got the confirmation on Lenny Euro's bid of 50 million euros plus 5 being accepted. Yeah, Kate, bro, if Lenny Euro say yes, we both gonna be giddy, bro. And everybody knows I'm Mr. Optimism right here, the positive master of the scene. So we will both be giddy. I might even be
KD,
singing songs,
KD,
bro.
KD, if Euro says yes, take it away. You have the stream for 2 days. Take it away, bro.
You understand, guys? So look at it like this from this perspective. You know, there's a lot of good things happening. United are doing good business, guys. This is the next thing. United doing good business. Multiple deals being worked on at the same time. We're seeing players coming in, we're seeing players going out, and there's options. So stay tuned for more information. We'll keep you updated as it happens. Big up to you, and thank you so much for joining me. Big up to you, KD. Big up to you, DJ Superfly. Big up to you, Angie. Hope you have a great day, Angie. Big up to you, Jawick. Miles. Thanks so much for coming in, bro. You know what it is. If you're ever in the area, bears are on me, man. You know what, we will do it. We will have a good time. Big up to you, Compost Smurf. Hopefully some of these guys will save us a fortune is right. I'm looking forward to that. But I also think that they're going to potentially be some of our, future world beaters because there's a lot of talent in there. They've been doing bits. They want to treble at the youth level. So that's not something that has been done in a while, guys. You know what I mean? So keep up the good work for everyone joining me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for Drex coming in and being my wingman today. It's always good to have my brother with me when I'm talking about these things, but I haven't seen him in a while. He's busy with his kids and work, but you know how it is, guys. For Man United, we try our best to be here every day, and I try to come every day with some news that are actually, good reports. I don't create the
Mark,
news, I just
look
report
at
on it,
what
guys.
Okay, Angie says it's been accepted. Yeah, I think we touched on that already, Angie.
Yeah. Been accepted is just they're waiting for confirmation from Euro if he's
From
gonna
Euro,
accept
yeah.
the deal. Right now, Lille are pushing for him to accept the deal as well. So big up to you guys coming in. Catch you later, fam.
Millis, catch you later, bro. you you rock this. You guys are doing big up yourself, man. You guys rock the stream this morning. For me, it's morning time. I know it's noon time for you guys, but for me, it's morning. Big up yourself. Great stream, guys. Big up yourself, man. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for pulling up today. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Catch you guys later, guys. Drex, before you go, stay on when I do the intro now, bro.